Hello, I'm Mona Santana. This is my daily gratitude list where I list and talk about 5 things I'm grateful for that hopefully you can relate to as well. Number 1, I'm grateful for atomic clocks. I know that sounds really weird because atomic clocks, that's kind of a strange thing to be grateful for. But if you really stop and think about it, it's something we should be super grateful for because before atomic clocks, we weren't able to keep time in the way that we do now, where it's like completely it's exact, and so everyone in the world is on the exact same time, and it's how we actually have clocks on our phone, and before before atomic clocks we kept time, but everybody had kind of a different time, and so it was really difficult. I think if you were, say for instance, trying to take a train somewhere and it was scheduled for noon and you show up by way of noon on your clock, but the noon for the people who are driving the train is 15 minutes ahead or whatever. I mean, there's just tons and tons of examples of that, and that's just the one that popped into my brain right now. But there's a million reasons why an atomic clock is actually vital to our existence as we know it today, our modern world, I should say, not our existence, but our modern world relies on atomic clocks greatly. So I'm grateful for them, and you should be too. Number 2, I'm grateful for paper towels. I use paper towels a lot. It's a simple thing. It's like a commonplace item, but I find that they're very useful for a myriad of different things, and I'm sure you use them for a million things too. They haven't always been around though, obviously, like, you know, a lot of these modern conveniences that we have, although they're not so modern because they're a little over 100 years old. But paper towels actually rely on a certain thing called wicking. That is how you're able to pick up and how they're absorbent. I'm not going to try and explain it here because I actually don't quite know how to explain it. I just know that that's the process that's used for paper towels. And so they were actually invented a little over 100 years ago, and so it's kind of become just sort of a, you know, a commonplace thing in our lives, and a useful thing at that. Number 3, I'm grateful for lasers and the endless ways in which we use lasers. But lasers are, again, a vital part of our modern world, and we use them constantly for barcodes, for actually a lot of people use them for beauty because you know, you can use them for laser facial treatments. You can use them for laser hair removal, which is amazing if you think about it. Laser hair removal, like permanently remove hair from your body, that was impossible not too long ago, so that's pretty incredible. Number 4, I'm grateful for television. Television obviously has been around for quite a long time now, and it's brought a new way for people to express themselves in like tons of different ways, like by way of you know, TV shows and stuff like that, but also brings, you know, it used to bring the news to people's homes, and it's a kind of a different thing now because we're doing more sort of streaming stuff, but obviously TV has been part of our lives for a really, really long time, and kind of in a strange way have brought people together because we refer to a lot of different TV shows and, you know, memories that we have as kids watching TV and stuff like that. And also, you know, giving people a new kind of artistic outlet. It's kind of funny, right? Because obviously if you're an actor, then, you know, it's a pretty indispensable art form, you know, along with movies and stuff. But TV, I think, is just one of those things that if you just are kind of tired and you just want to hang around or whatever, and you just can't be bothered to do really anything, you just want to watch TV. And then honestly, there are tons and tons of different things that you can watch on TV, so you can just pick and choose. If you want to watch something really you know, informative, that's something you could do too. But of course you can just watch something that's just completely frivolous, and that's fun too. Anyway, so I want to say that I am thankful for TV, which, you know, a lot of times I think it gets bad rap, but all of these things that I've listed have one thing in common, and that is that none of them would have existed without number 5, which is I'm grateful for Einstein. Einstein, by way of the photoelectric effect, which is something that he discovered, we wouldn't have had TV. And also, you know, he developed the theory of relativity, and obviously E equals mc squared. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and try to explain what all that means, because I wouldn't be able to, because it's not really something that I'm well versed at. But I do understand that Einstein definitely brought tons and tons of great things into our lives. Paper towels, even, like, he was the one who discovered the wicking process, and so the Scott Company harnessed it into making paper towels. And so indirectly and directly, he's the one that we have to thank for paper towels, which is kind of crazy. And of course the atomic clock, because he was the one who discovered all of the things that were necessary in order for us to be able to come up with the atomic clock. And again, I'm not going to try and explain all that because it is very complicated. And that is not this is not a long enough show for that. But Einstein, even just the character of Einstein, because, you know, he's kind of an interesting character that we refer to a lot in a whole bunch of different ways, but it conjures a certain image. And, you know, he must have been quite a character, and he would have been pretty cool to meet, but alas, he died in like 1955. And but can you imagine the kind of, like, I mean, like, if he had not existed, I mean, our lives would be so completely different. But the discoveries that he made were just unbelievable, and it brought endless things into our lives, including the internet, and I mean, just everything. It's just crazy when you think about it, because he really brought a lot into our lives. He also brought quantum mechanics into our lives, and, you know, I am very grateful for that as well. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and if you subscribe to my channel, I want to say thank you for that. If you haven't, please do. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'll see you next time. Bye!